Coming up on Midco Sports tonight, highlights from around the Summit League and Big Sky over the weekend. If you missed any of the action, we've got you covered. Then a national tennis tournament took place this past weekend in Sioux Falls. Elena Lanson brings you the story. And finally, Alex Heinert recaps UND Hockey's weekend series in Duluth. All of that plus much more. Midco Sports Tonight tips off right now.
Hello and happy Monday, everyone. I'm Kelly Stewart, and this is Midco Sports Tonight. Well, per usual, we had a ton of Summit League action going on the hardwood over the weekend, so let's dive right in, starting about 3 hours south of our Sioux Falls Midco SN studios. USD men were in Omaha to take on the Mavericks, and the Coyotes looking for their first ever win in Baxter Arena. Nebraska native Tyler Hagedorn was dialed in from the start, hits the triple there. And later, he shows off some nifty footwork inside. Check this out. Hagedorn scored 14 of USD's first 16 points and finished with a game-high 25. But he wasn't the only big guy that had success. Nick Fuller, the lefty, goes left, throws it down. He added 16 off the bench. Coyotes led 50-32 at the break. Second half, Mavericks come charging back. Zach Jackson, elevates and connects for two of his team-high 18. And then a couple possessions later, Jackson finds JT Gibson, top of the key, for 3. Omaha would eventually cut the deficit to 8, but that's as close as they would get in this one. Matt Mooney took the reins for USD. Hagedorn finds him for the layup right here, but next time he just does it himself. Goes coast to coast off this steal, all the way down to the hoop. Nice little spin move at the end for the bump and the bucket. Mooney scored 10 of his 17 in the second half. And South Dakota gets the win 85-71 to improve to 5-1 in the Summit League. Tyler Hagedorn, outstanding game, 8 of 17 for 25 points. Mooney 17, and also, as I mentioned, Nick Fuller 16 points and 8 rebounds off the bench.
We have 4 Nebraska guys on our team, and I think certainly for those guys' sake, I can't speak for Tyler, but that means something, right? And I think our guys knew that as well, and we remember the taste in our mouths from last year coming in here because we were beaten every way, shape, and form.
The past 2 years we've played here, we just have not played well, and really got run out of the gym both times, honestly. I think my first year was like 20 points, and last year was 10 or 15, which really was more like a 20-point game. But I think the past couple of years just really sat in our minds going into this game, so that's why it really meant a lot more.
We need to finish games better than that, but coming in here and getting the W I thought was huge to keep our momentum going.
Out to Indiana, NDSU at Fort Wayne. Bison working the ball around, and Paul Miller to A.J. Jacobson for 3, one of his 5 threes on the day. But the Fort Wayne defense, John Conchar, the one-handed steal. He goes to Bryson Scott, who does the rest. Soft touch on the little floater in the paint. This one was back and forth, though. Deng Gu finds Tyson Ward on the back door, right between 2 defenders. He slams it down. 2 of Ward's 12 points, but the Dons catch fire from 3, especially this guy, Kason Harrell. Nice kick out from Bryson Scott. That one is good from deep range. A little bit later, Scott drawing lots of attention. He goes out to freshman Matt Weir this time, who drains it. But let's go back to Kason Harrell. Nice kick out from the block. He sneaks to the top of the key, drains one of his 6 threes on the day. He had 26 points for Fort Wayne, and they get the win 92-88 over the Bison. Paul Miller, 21 points, along with A.J. Jacobson, who also had 21 in losing effort for NDSU. Still on the road, let's take it to Macomb, Illinois. SDSU at Western Illinois. And this is Kobe Webster, just a freshman. Pulls up, knocks down the 2, one of his 8 makes on the day. And speaking of, here's another one. Weaves between the defense, stops and pops on a dime. This freshman is going to be a force in the Summit League. But let's talk about forces in the league. Mike Dahm drives to the hoop, throws it down for 2. Easy money for the junior. The Jacks offense has been so high-powered out all year. This is a big reason why. Ball movement around the horn, Skylar Flatten, then David Jenkins Jr. finishes with contact. Fast forward a little bit later, Dom gets the defense to bite, misses the layup, but Ian Tyson is there to clean it up. He gets a putback. And SDSU cruises to the 98-70 win in Macomb. David Jenkins Jr., 27 points and 6 boards for the freshman here in Summit League Player of the Week for his effort. Let's switch gears to women's hoops. Omaha USD on Saturday, and the Yotes are rolling. Madison McKeever makes the 3 off the kickout from Kate Liveringhouse, but Omaha looking for an offensive spark. Courtney Vacker for that. The post player puts it in for 2. But USD's post can get it done too. Kate Liveringhouse finds a gimme on the other side, but Allison Arns was fantastic for USD. There she goes with the 3 right there. She had 18 points, 8 boards, and 3 steals on the day. Omaha looking for another spark. Ellie Brecht, Sioux Falls native, she puts it up for 3. She had 10 points on the day, also 8 boards, tying a career high. But check out USD. The post player's getting it done. That's Taylor Frederick putting it up for 2. The story of the day was Allison Arns filling up the stat sheet. She was phenomenal, and USD rolls to the 70-46 win. They are perfect in league play heading into the South Dakota State game this week.
I think it's important for us that we continue to play with that sustained kind of enthusiasm defensively, and I thought we did a really good job in the first half. The second half, they got a lot of offensive rebounds on us, so it's an area we can go back and evaluate and get better at.
Up to Brookings for the much-anticipated matchup, Western Illinois at SDSU. This was a big one, and Maddie Giebert puts up the 3 off the kickout from Macy Miller. She had 10 on the day, also 4 assists for Giebert. Western looking for an offensive spark. Olivia Kaufman knocks it down for 3 points. All 3 of her points right there on the day, but Macy Miller was absolutely phenomenal for the Jacks in this game. Knocks down the 3 right there, but she was playing some defense as well. Gets the block. She had 2 of those on the day, but she put up a ton of points in this one. Here she knocks down the 2. Nice little floater in the lane. She can shoot from anywhere, score at all 3 levels. Then on the fast break from Giebert, kind of a little Euro step, and puts it in for 2 again. She had 31 points on the day, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 steals, and 2 blocks all over the box score. SDSU rolls over the defending champs, 84-48 to remain unbeaten in the Summit League.
A really good win for us. I thought we played well in a lot of ways. To go 8 of 30 from the 3-point line, still score 84 points, as we did something well offensively. Macy was really special tonight. Just found a lot of really good gaps in that zone, and she has such a strong mid-range game, and that there are some mid-range shots to be had, and Macy's so good at that part of her game. She was really, really just efficient today.
Every game in our Summit League is going to be a tough game and a rival game for us, because we have a target on our back and everyone wants to beat us. And just coming off that fire and seeing that crowd there just made it feel extra special.
And finally, let's take a look at the Big Sky. North Dakota made the trip to Greeley, Colorado on Saturday, sporting a 3-game win streak, and this one would come down to the buzzer. The Bears opened up a lead late in the first half, but UND would storm back in the second half to force overtime, led by big games from Gino Crandall and Connor Avance. In the extra session, things were all tied up until Northern Colorado's Andre Sprite nailed a half-court buzzer beater to give the Bears the win. Here it is right here. From oh my goodness, that is just a killer for UND, but credit Northern Colorado. That's never an easy place to play. UND drops to 7-12 on the year, 2-5 in Big Sky play, but Gino Crandall, 30 points in that loss. Also 8 boards. Connor Avance, 20 points in the loss. Moving on to UND women's hoops. Grand Forks was the scene for a great comeback by the North Dakota women on Saturday. Northern Colorado would dominate the first half and lead by 14 at the break, but the Fighting Hawks would come out with a different attitude in the second half and outscore the Bears 25-8 in the third quarter. The lead would grow to as many as 11 in the fourth quarter as North Dakota collected their 500th home win in program history. That is a huge mark for them. They win 78-70. Jill Morton, 22 points off 8 of 13 shooting, also perfect from the line. And Lexi Clabo, 16 points, 17 rebounds. Can you believe that in the win? Well, when we come back, Brad Newitt joins me in studio for Water Cooler Talk, where we'll chat all things Rivalry Week. You're watching Midco Sports Tonight.
Midco Sports Tonight, presented by Avera Orthopedics.